Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into the Tuesday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralt here every single morning on BettingPros.com. This podcast is always being brought to you by BetMGM. And yep, we are back with an offer you guys can take advantage of from BetMGM when it comes to soccer. Man, okay. So we bet France yesterday. And can we now officially put soccer on the blacklist of things we're not going to be betting on? But because I have got to give you a recommendation, you guys did me a solid. It is Discord bet day, and you guys voted for a soccer bet. That soccer bet can be used if you go to BetMGM and that risk-free token, $25, the risk-free token. If you want the soccer bet, you go ahead and use it, and you will get it back if we do not hit. We're 5-8 so far with our Discord wager, so this is kind of a guarantee. A risk-free token is available in your account. Use the token on any Euro 2020 wager. With your bet slip, activate the token, and if the bet is applied with the token and it loses, you'll receive your stake back up to $25 in free bets from BetMGM when you sign up. Use that promo code JUICE100. That's how we get our credit for having you guys listen and be a part of us and support. You can do that, or you can buy a t-shirt like you're seeing on YouTube, one of these fun little never leave a half unit behind, which I've done over the last couple of days. But BetMGM, cool offer, Discord wager day, it all comes together, and it doesn't count for the record. Thankfully, the loss from France yesterday does not count for the record, but we're up 3-1. We're up 3-1, and we're all excited. We're all jumping up and down. We're loving life, and they blow it. Not only does France blow a 3-1 lead, just like Spain did, but Spain won over Croatia 5-3. They woke up. No, this goes to extras, and France loses with the best player on the team, one of the best players in the world, Mbappe, missing a PK. Bye-bye, France. Kiss of death from Matt Peralt. When I am betting on things in soccer, look out. Not good. But the Discord bet is this. Germany and England are playing today. So Germany and England both have to score. It is a both teams to score bet. On the Discord channel chat, what I'm finding is that people don't like to nominate bets that are losing. But that's the whole point of this. And you can't be afraid. Like, we had 40 guys at one point who were in the Discord channel Stages conversation, and we only had 4 recommendations. Now, we added one more after the fact that actually was the one you guys picked, our guy TJ from the wonderful bakery in Illinois that we did the fundraiser with Celia and his wife and all the great stuff we did with those guys. Well, he DM'd me a pick because he was having trouble with his phone. He was trying to announce it over the Discord stage, but his phone was acting up. So he told me a bet on DM, so I posted it, and that's the bet you guys voted for. Both teams to score, Germany and England today. Doesn't matter how many times they score. It's just if they score. Minus 120 is the odds for this. You can put a $25 bet down on it, and it's guaranteed to either cash or you guys will get your $25 back thanks to BetMGM if you use it. But that is the soccer bet of the day, and it's the Discord bet of the day. So we kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and we get to watch Germany and England in a little bit of a sweat-free situation. Basically, both teams have to score. It's not really totally sweat-free, but Germany and England, the total is 2.5. Let's go 1-1. 2-1, somebody wins, right? That's what has to happen. So essentially, if you have both teams scoring, I guess you should probably correlate it into the over as well. That would probably be a good way of betting it. Both teams to score and bet the over. 3-3 yesterday goes to PKs and 5-3, so 8 goals scored in the first game and 6 goals being scored in the second game. Will that continue today? Probably not, but you guys voted for it. So that's the play. That's the bet coming up here and I will not bet it. It does not count for the overall record. The France bet doesn't count for the record either, so that's a really fortuitous thing for us. So there is your soccer bet for today for the Daily Juice. Now, hockey last night. Man, I got all kind of wacko. So I initially bet under 5.5, over 4.5. Told you that, right? So the over 4.5 cashes. The under 5.5 doesn't cash. And here's what I did in game. I added 2 more bets. At plus money, at plus 128, I bet under 4.5. Then later in the game, at plus 126, I bet over 4.5. If the Montreal Canadiens, if they keep their composure and they don't piss off the Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa's not leaving 5 forwards on a power play, and they're not trying to run the score up because the Canadiens wouldn't stop being a bunch of whatever. That drove me nuts because I would have cashed 2 units. Instead, I think I lost, like, by the way I wagered it, I didn't do it was I can't remember. It was like $10. Okay, it was nothing. I was down like $10 after all of that. So 4 bets and I lose nothing. And it's just really annoying that one goal by Stamkos killed everything. It was a 5-on-3. I almost survived it. A minute and a half, and I almost got there where it would have been a 4-1 final, and I would have middled everything. And that would have been a thing of beauty if I had just been able to pull that off. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So there's no hockey tonight, but look, the Montreal Canadiens are just, they're in deep water, man. They're in real trouble, and they know it. They just don't have the offense. They got the defense, but they're up against a real team. Vegas would have gotten spanked too, by the way. I don't think Vegas would have been. This Tampa team is something else, man. They've got so many great skaters. They got great goaltending. They're not weak really anywhere. Their power play is great. Their PK is phenomenal. They've got incredible skaters who can get in open ice and break you down one-on-one or make spectacular plays for their fellow teammates. Braden Point, Steven Stamkos, I mean, just go down the line of this team is just Kucherov. They're unbelievable. Look, you can go ahead and run. If you want to take the plus 375 or whatever it is on Montreal to win the series, go ahead, okay? But ultimately, the better team is Tampa, and they win the cup in 6 at worst. Probably 5, maybe in 4. I just can't see it. Tampa's going to run through it. You might go, oh, Matt, it's game 1, and the last 3 cup winners have all won game 1 or lost game 1, and they went on to win the cup. Okay, if you want to bet that, go ahead. But I don't believe that's an intelligent wager with games in Montreal or not. It's a mismatch, okay? Montreal, they may win 1 or 2 games in Montreal, okay? But I just don't believe the Canadiens have the horsepower or the offense really to handle this Tampa team. Just my personal opinion. Not telling you to bet Tampa. It's minus 750 to win the series. No thank you. Not getting involved with it, but I just think Tampa's too good. I think this thing goes 5 or 6, and then it's the cup win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But so no hockey tonight, so no play on hockey, but I'm still going to be bitter and crying my Gatorade because of that loss. That kind of stunk. See, here's my Gatorade, my red Gatorade that's in camera. Sorry for that, but so no play here. We get the Clippers right. Now, I think that's either 4. I think it's 4 straight NBA bets we've gotten correct. Maybe 3, but I think it's 4. We gotten that but plus 5.5 for the Clippers. And so hopefully you guys sprinkled a little bit on the money line. Like I always say, bet the dog and then sprinkle a little on the money line. Not a ton, just take a little on the money line, and then you could wind up hitting both like we did last night with that. So, but officially it's just the cash for plus 5.5 for the Clippers. And the public was for the most part on the Suns. It wasn't egregiously heavy on the Suns, but for the most part, people came in particular, once we learned that Zubac was going to be out. And I said it during the Discord chat for the Stages conversation. I said, look, we've been here before where we've seen a last-second scratch, and all of a sudden the line's moving, and it closed at 6.5. It was 5.5, closed at 6.5 because everybody was hammering the Suns. And it's kind of like, when that happens and everyone's running to the window to go, oh, they're done. They without Zubac, they're done. Were they? I mean, we hit the Reggie Jackson prop. Reggie over 19.5 points. That was nice, so we got that. Again, he shot the ball really well and scored 23 points. Paul George goes for 41 points. And a great win for the Clippers. They stay alive, and they go back to Los Angeles now for game number 5. And, we'll see how this series will wind up going. And, they're alive, right? Or it's game 6, rather, right? It's game 6. It's 3-2. They're alive. Could they force a game 7? Yeah, they could force a game 7. But it's going to be interesting to see how this Suns team responds to some adversity because the small ball Clippers, Ty Lue's got that working. That's a really good lineup for the Clippers. It's been problematic for the Phoenix Suns, and they really, DeAndre Ayton got abused. Great job by Ty Lue to play small consistently, and Monty Williams will adjust, and maybe it's taking Ayton off the floor a bit more, but Ayton was great in the first quarter, and he really wasn't there at all in the first quarter because of the moves from Ty Lue. So credit the Clippers coach for making that adjustment, and it led to a huge outbreak from Paul George and supporting cast, and Marcus Morris was a monster in the first half. 20 points in the first half for Marcus Morris. So the play today in the NBA, I told you, one soccer play, one NBA play, and two baseball plays. The NBA play is kind of boring, and it's already moving right now, so I would jump on it and shop around or buy the half a point down to 6. It's 6.5 right now. I got it at 6. The second that it came out that Trae Young had a bone bruise, I bet the Bucks -6. This is going to be very public, okay? And we were talking about this on the Discord channel a bit last night, where people were like, I love when the public loses and everyone runs in and says fade the public. Look, I don't always fade the public. I didn't fade the public with the Bucks in the last game. 85% of the money was on Milwaukee. The public wins, okay? But it's just trying to identify those opportunities that you want to consistently be, if you can, on the other side of the vast majority of people who are betting. If you hear 3 or 4 of your buddies say, there's no way X team can lose, bet on them to lose. I'm serious. Like, you get text messages from friends of yours, lock, that team's winning tonight. Bet the other way, okay? It is not that easy. It's never that easy. And maybe you lose 2 times out of 10 when that happens, but the other 8 times are going to cash. So listen to your buddies. Listen to the bar conversation. Listen to what someone says if they're sitting at the end of the bar and they're yelling or running their mouth, or they're sending you text messages or posting stuff on Twitter, whatever it may be. When you start to see everyone going one way, go the other way. If you look at my Twitter picture, my Twitter picture is me wearing a shirt that a friend of mine designed who works for the Action Network works for VSiN, excuse me. And Josh Applebaum wrote a great book on sports betting, and it's, look it up on Amazon. He's a really good guy, and he created these t-shirts. It says contrarian better, or contrarian bet, I think actually it says. And that's what I've always believed in. I believed in going the other way. I've believed in fading the public. It's just, so I don't always do it. I'm not doing it tonight. The play is the Bucks -6. And the reason is pretty basic, and the same reason why everyone else is going to be betting on Milwaukee -6 is because without Trae Young's offense, they're done. They don't have it. They don't have a B. They don't have someone to turn to. Look, Kawhi Leonard's out. Paul George scores 41. Who on that Hawks team is going to do that? Who? John Collins? No. Lou Williams? No. Bogdanovich? No. Who? That's the problem. They've got an A guard who needs to score 35 a night, but they've got a bunch of B- C+ role players for a championship caliber contender. And so I don't care if it's just a bone bruise. He's not going to be healthy. He's not going to be able to do the things he normally would do. And as the game goes on, it's going to wear, it's going to hurt. And I'm not positive it's not an Achilles issue, okay? They're calling it a bone bruise. I'm still saying that it may have something to do with his ankle or his Achilles. I'm not buying a bone bruise, but it doesn't matter. He's going to play, okay? I fully expect Trae Young to play. They're going to shoot it up. But I think he'll look a lot like he did in the fourth quarter. And remember what Donovan Mitchell looked like while he was playing on a bum ankle for the Utah Jazz. You have to be perfect. You got to be on. You got to be playing. You got to be shimmying. You got to be doing everything that Trae Young's capable of doing. And that injury is significant to me. So I'm laying the 6. I think it could be a Milwaukee blowout. You might go, well, Matt, wait a minute. Milwaukee needed a fourth quarter for the ages from Chris Middleton. Yeah, because Trae Young had already scored 35 points. That's why. That's the problem. Trae, everyone's going to be on the under for his props. Probably a good idea. I just think Milwaukee -6. I'll run with the public here and just maybe it's too easy. Maybe it's too basic. Maybe it's going to blow up in my face and the Hawks win the game going away and it's an ugly loss. Very possible. But I'm going to lay the 6 with Milwaukee just because I don't think Trae Young's going to be all that healthy. And without him on the floor, they just don't have the offense to keep up with Milwaukee's pace. And I don't want to be sweating an under. I would bet the under, but I don't want to be sweating that because what happens if Trae Young does play and scores 30? Bucks might still win by 10, 12, 15 points, even with Trae Young, but the offense may add to the total, and then we're looking at like a 230 total or something like that. So just going to lay the 6 points with the Bucks here. Bucks -6. All right, 2 baseball games to get into here for a half a unit each. And this is the part of the year, as I told you, we're going to have to get into these baseball betting, and it's kind of grit your teeth and kind of hold on because it's going to be tough. So one thing that I've told you guys before is I like to bet what I know. And I try not to get too exotic, and I try to, just do the things that I've been paying attention to and bet the things that I know. So the first game I want to talk about is the Rays against the Nationals. Now, this is Rich Hill going to the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. He pitched last against the Boston Red Sox. It was good to see him pitch. Rays are on the road at the Nationals. Joe Ross is going for the Nats. Joe Ross pitched very well in his last outing, and he's pitched pretty well this season against the Miami Marlins. He pitched 7. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Pitched really well. But the time before that against the Mets, 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 home runs given up. But the time before that against San Francisco, 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs. Okay, so he has pitched decent over the last couple of times. Kind of a zigzag theory. So if you're zigzagging it, it's going back to where he has been. But he's 4-7 with a 4.12 ERA. At home, he hasn't been all that great at home. He's been okay at home. 5 games started, 26 innings. He's got 27 hits and 17 earned runs, versus him on the road. He's been a better pitcher on the road this year than he has been at home. Ross is hittable, and this offense for the Tampa Bay Rays is coming along here and coming around. It's only -115 on the money line, which isn't that bad. It's interleague. I always like taking American League teams when it comes to interleague play, and I think this is a chance here. The first 2 games, it was a 3-1 win for the Rays and then a 9-7 win for the Nationals, but that's before they called up Wander Franco, and this Rays team has been scoring since they got Wander Franco to come on up. And look, they scored 8 against the Red Sox. They scored 5 against the Red Sox, 8, and then 1, 4, 13, and 4 in their last game. So they are scoring. Defensively, they are better with Wander Franco on the field at shortstop, and they are better offensively with him at the plate as well. So I'm taking Tampa on the money line here to beat the Washington Nationals, -115 here for a half a unit. Take Tampa to win this game. I do like Tampa here to come through and get a win. I know it's always scary with Kyle Schwarber with what he's doing, hitting home runs like crazy. I totally understand that, but hopefully Ross gets hit around. It could be a higher scoring game, but hopefully Ross comes around here. The Rays have won 6 of the last 8 starts for Rich Hill. Nationals have lost 7 of the last 10 starts from Joe Ross. So, money line, Rays, -115. And then the other, we don't leave a half unit behind, right, as the shirt says. Red Sox and the Royals. Red Sox win yesterday 6-5. They come back here, and this was a bet that was actually recommended on the Discord that I think I agreed with this, and I'm surprised you guys didn't vote this. If you guys didn't pick it, I was going to use it for myself, and so we're going to use it here. Brad Keller, 6-8 with a 6.39 ERA, a whip of 1.8. Yikes. 12 home runs given up. The Red Sox are swinging a hot bat. It is hot in Fenway. Hot, hot, hot. Dave Sherapan, our guy, is supposed to be going to this game at Fenway Park, okay? This Nick Pivetta season has been really interesting. 6-3 with a 4 ERA, but a 1.2 whip. Not bad. He has given up 10 home runs, so he has been touched up a little bit. But the Red Sox have won all 4 games against the Royals. 5-3, 7-1. Oh, sorry. They've gone 3-1 against the Royals. 5-3, 7-1, and 6-5 the wins, and they lost 7-3 to the Royals. I think the Red Sox come back here. The run line is only -112. Red Sox pound Brad Keller. They pound this bullpen. This team is not very good. The Royals continue to lose. They're 15-25 on the road. Okay, 15-25 on the road, and they're one of the worst teams in the American League. They are 12 games behind the White Sox in the Central. They've lost 6 consecutive games, 3 wins in their last 10. They have a negative 64 run differential, and they've got a bad pitcher starting. Let's go Pavetta. Let's go Red Sox over the Royals at Fenway Park on the run line at minus 112 for the other half a unit. Okay, so we've got 4 bets for you guys. As I said, the Germany-England game, both teams to score 1-1 or something of that ilk at minus 120 is the Discord bet and the Euro bet of the day. Those are the two. That's soccer bet. My plays are Bucks minus 6. My plays Rays minus on the money line, minus 115 over the Nationals. Red Sox on the run line over the Royals at minus 112. I'll have a player prop, maybe a baseball prop. We will fill up that other half a unit that's out there, half a unit that's hanging. We'll take care of that in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get into that, or on YouTube. The link to the Discord channel is underneath me here on YouTube. Those are the picks. Those are the plays. It is a Tuesday for pushing. Oops, I almost did it again. Tuesday for the Daily Juice podcast. Back every single morning right here on bettingpros.com.